Greetings, everybody. Can you all hear me well?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Alrighty, so before we get into practice, I just want to let you know who you're chatting with for a moment. And just to kind of ground the conversation. Um, so I'm a mother of three. My firstborn passed away 18 months ago, suddenly, at the age of 20. And this past weekend, he would have been 22, this past Friday. And so I would say I'm relatively young in this grief journey. And yet I this process has shown and taught me and revealed, like Brother Sam mentioned, that we are affected and afflicted with grief in so many different ways, and it's not always someone's transition. However, that transition might be someone's passing. That passing may be the most paramount, the most excruciating, and the pain of a mother bearing a child, giving birth to a child, is inconceivable to those that have not done so, but to experience life with having lost your child is even a more dreadful experience, and those that know of it can relate to that. But nonetheless, I have come to learn that we all are affected with grief, all of us. Once you're living, once we are alive, we're going to experience grief in some way, shape, or form. And I realized too that there's a difference between grief and grieving, where grieving speaks to the process of experiencing grief over a period of time, right? And throughout the time that I've been experiencing this grief of losing my son, uh, I have learned too how grief has affects the brain and how it affects the body. It literally reconfigures our brain. It literally changes our biological chemistry and also our physical ability to show up in the way that we have in the past. We're affected with sleeplessness, with fatigue, with lack of appetite, with apathy, with, we forget to care for ourselves, right? Even, or we don't even have the motivation to do so sometimes. So we're just affected in so many different ways throughout our grieving experience. I read that the day of one's loss, a person who has lost someone is 21 times more likely to suffer a heart attack. So when we have heard, you know, that someone has passed away due to a heartbreak, a broken heart, right? That's actually scientifically true. It's scientifically true that, for example, when a man loses his wife, he is 2 times more likely to suffer a fatal heart attack, and a woman 1.8 times more likely to suffer a fatal heart attack. So we are gravely affected by the grief that we experience, no matter what that, regardless of what our experience of grief is. And throughout my process and journey, I have been grateful to um, have a practice prior to my son's transition. I've practiced yoga, meditation, breath work, movement. And so I've landed in that space for a period of time. I didn't know what to do, completely lost, had no control over anything. As Sister Karen mentioned, that spiraling was definitely what my life was. I didn't recognize myself anymore. I didn't know who I was anymore. And maybe many of you can relate. And if so, just say yes or me too in the chat, just so I know you feel me, you hear me, right? And so what I found that we need to, or rather, having resources like this, for example, like friends, family, community, helps support our process. My mom visited from South Carolina to New Jersey, where I lived at the time, and she stayed with me for about a month. And I was so grateful that she was there because she helped me hold this space or helped me not worry about anything else. But what I needed to go through. What I found too is other practices along with community and family and friends that do present themselves, there are practices that we can do to help the body and brain regulate because in the midst of it all, have high stress levels, high cortisol levels, etc., and that affects how we sleep and how we show up. So to counter those adverse effects, and thank you all for engaging in the chat. I really do appreciate that. Um, what we can add as additional resources is like going outside, allowing the sun to touch our face, walking in nature and, doing things that we at one point enjoyed, singing, for example. And so I finally returned to some of my practices with breath work and movement and going outside and being among friends and family, and being able to find glimmers of joy, little pieces, little pauses where I can breathe, where I can have a little bit of peace, right? And that allows us to be more resilient, to be able to go through this grieving process with a little more capacity, make space for it, as opposed to numbing ourselves, avoiding, distracting ourselves, which are practices that we all have done or may be doing, right? And so I just want you to take a pause, take a moment. I mean, you may be here, but you may be kind of engaged with people in your environment, or you might be scrolling on something, or you may be doing something else. Just want to ask and invite you to just take a moment to ground your feet wherever you are, in your seat, wherever you are, right? Just ground your feet for a moment because we want to kind of check in, right? Being self-aware, what's happening to my brain, what's happening to my body right now is a big part of being able to move more with just a little more space and a little more grace throughout our journey. So as you just ground your feet, just take a moment and notice, what are you feeling right now? Do you feel sweaty palms anyway? If you want to place your hand over your heart and feel your heartbeat, is it racing quickly? Are you anticipating, what is she going to do? What is she going to make me do now? Right? What's happening right now in your heart? How fast is it? Is it beating, or is it a regular, pace? Is it, like, how do you feel? Does your chest feel tight? How's your breath? Is it short? Is it narrow? Is it in your chest? When you breathe, are you raising your shoulders, right? Or are your shoulders, kind of in one space? How do your feet feel? Do you feel your feet? Do you feel the ground under your feet? How about what you're sitting on? Is your seat, do you feel the seat or your bed or the cushion under you? And what does that feel like? So it's just different questions I'd like to throw out there just so you kind of be aware of your environment for a moment, aware of how you are where you are. That's a big deal. And as you do that, I invite you now to now be conscious of your breath. We involuntarily breathe. When we voluntarily breathe, we direct how the breath is moving. We can then allow healing to take place. We can then allow the nervous system, the brain to relax into a calm state versus this fight or flight stress response. So let's slow down the breath a little bit, right? So together, let's inhale through the nose and allow that breath to go into your belly. Make your belly big and let your breath go out through your mouth. And if you want to make a sound with the breath, feel free to do that. It can sound like a ah, right? So let's do that again. Breathe in through your nose, into your belly, and let it out through your mouth. Ah. So when you breathe out and do it again at your own pace, as you breathe out, feel like a let go, like a release, like I don't have to hold this right now. Right now, Miss Jeanette is going to hold this space for me. Okay, I'll hold it for you right now. So breathe in deeply into your belly and just, oh, it feels so good for someone else to help me hold this, right? That's the thought you want to process through your mind. And one more time, just breathe in. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Let it go for just a moment. Okay. And then notice, how do you feel right now? How did that feel for to hear, I don't have to hold this right now. Someone else is holding this for me. How did that feel for you? Right? And Then we're going to add a different practice. I'm going to ask you to activate your whole body. How can we do that? We're going to squeeze everything. We're going to squeeze our fists, squeeze our shoulders to our ears, squeeze our chest and our belly, squeeze even our buttocks, press the feet into the floor, scrunch up your face, squeeze everything, even your jaws, allow your teeth to press against each other tight. Squeeze, 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 and then let it go. Let it all go, all down toward the earth. Soften your feet, soften your toes, soften your limbs, your glutes, your shoulders, your belly, your face, your teeth, your eyes, your eyebrows. Soften all of it. And notice the difference between the tightening, the holding, and the letting go. And I want you to remember that very brief practice. There's two that we just did. Notice three, really. Noticing our environment, grounding our feet, breathing. We did a few things actually. Allowing someone else to hold, and then feeling it all, and allowing it to release. Okay, we'll do that one more time. Okay, just to be more aware. Now we know what we're doing. Let's do it one more time. Are you ready? Let's tighten everything up. Press your feet into the floor. Curl your toes. Squeeze your fists, your glutes, your belly, your face, your cheek, your tongue, everything. Squeeze your eyebrows. Squeeze. I'm so mad. Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, and let it all go. Let it all go. Relax it down to the earth. Relax your body. Relax your head, your eyebrows, your cheeks, your lips, your teeth, your tongue. Relax your shoulders and your arm. Just soften. Sometimes relax may be a little too much. Just soften. Soften into here and now. Soften into allowing someone else to hold space for you. And notice, what does that feel like? Maybe place your hand over your heart and notice how your heart is feeling right now. Okay? Just notice what your whole body feels like right now. And breathe in through your nose, into your belly. And let's breathe out through the mouth another. And notice how your body feels. Again, becoming aware of, is there a shift? Was there a little shift? And a little shift is all we need at a moment's time to allow the waves to pass through with just a little more grace, to help us to grieve with a little more grace. Okay. Then shake it out. Shake your hands, shake your shoulders, shake your arms, shake your legs, wiggle your head a little bit. Shake, 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 shake it out. Let it go, let it go, let it out. And then pause. Sometimes if you need to stand up to do that, that's okay too. At any given moment, you got to shake it out. Something came over me. It's a big emotion. I see it, I feel it, I hear it, I sense it. Now I'm going to shake it out because I need to go make some food for my baby, my son, my child, my other son, my youngest, my husband, my family, or I need to go and do this work, or I really do need to get to the post office today, or I should get to this doctor's appointment. Let's shake it out, right? So different times throughout the day, it doesn't have to be a meditation practice, super long, doesn't have to be extended. It can just be something that quick that can help through those humps, right? Through the hills and the valleys of our grieving journey. Now take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and yawn if it's there for you. Just let it out, right? Just open your mouth and yawn. Do that 2 more times at your own pace. Just inhale and open your mouth. See if you get a yawn out of that. Oh. I'm kind of forcing it a little bit, but it came out. It's there. A little yawn because I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Grief is heavy. It's tiring. It's a lot, right? One last time. Inhale. Oh, yawn it out. Oh gosh, yes. Let that go too. When we do certain practices and then a yawn is triggered, right? It allows the brain to recognize that we can release. We can get a little calm right here, right now. Okay? So sometimes you might just have to yawn, right? You can shake it, you can squeeze it, you can breathe it, you can yawn. right? Just to help the brain know that it's right now, I'm fine. I'm okay. I may be uncomfortable. I may be sad. I may be unhappy. I may be stressed, fatigued, and all the things. But in this moment, I am breathing. In this moment, I am grateful that I can still continue the legacy of my loved one, right? And that's a big deal for me. That's a big reason why I find even 18 months later, um, I find that it is vitally important to do these things to help myself prevent a heart attack, due to heartbreak, right? That allows me to live my purpose. He had his purpose. Elijah, my son, had his purpose. I have my purpose. I didn't script his purpose, only God. But I have to live out my purpose. And I'm still here for a reason, as are you. As are you. So I want to do, if there's time, I want to do one more practice that can help you sleep at night. Okay? Because sleep has been a big problem for me. Huge, huge. Being awake 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, sleeping maybe 2 hours, if that, has been a huge problem for me. And so I've been doing different things to help myself find a little sleep, be able to sleep throughout the night. Okay. So we can start with the lion's breath, which will be kind of weird, where we inhale through the nose. And just like we did the ha, we'll stick out our tongue this time. We'll do that one time. And it looks like this. We breathe in, then we open our mouth. Very Very weird. Don't worry about anybody looking at you. We'll do that. And then I'll guide you through the next breath, which really supports your breath. And why I do the lion's supports your sleep, pardon. Why I do the lion's breath first is because at night, when everyone is sleeping and your grief, my grief, is blatant, can't avoid it, can't be distracted. It's like for at the forefront of all of everything. Um, you kind of want to break up that space or that energy, that thought a little bit. So we let it out, whether it's anger, sadness, frustration, we let it out with the lion's breath. And then we'll do a 4, 2, 6 breath or breathing technique. So we inhale through the nose for 4 breaths, 4 counts, rather, 4 counts. We hold the breath slightly for 2 seconds, 2 counts, and then we exhale for 6 counts. And I'll do the counting for you. You don't have to worry about that. It's effective because the longer exhale again triggers the brain to say, I'm okay right now. I can release the cortisol. I can, allow that to just chill so that my brain can release melatonin to help me sleep. That's the whole purpose behind the 4, 2, 6 breathing technique. Okay, so we'll go through it and that'll wrap up our practice for today. Thank you for being present, available, and just willing to try new things today. So we'll start with the lion's breath. Ready? Inhale through the nose, big into the belly. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and close your mouth. Inhale through the nose. You could close your eyes if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All through the nose. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Exhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Notice your natural breath now. Breathe normally. I like to do 7 rounds, but in the interest of time, we did 3 cycles of the 4-2-6 breathing technique. You can use it anytime. Early morning to get your day started, nighttime to get some rest. Notice how your body feels. Maybe place your hand over your heart. Notice your heart rate. How does it compare to how we started? I know we did a few different things. The longer you practice, especially that 4-2-6 breathing technique, the more regulated your nervous system will be. The more capacity you will avail yourself through your grieving process. And the less likely we will experience a heart attack due to a heartbreak because we're allowing our biology to regulate. We are regulating the chemistry through our body, even with the movements, right? We're allowing our body to recognize I don't have to hold it all in my physical body. I can let it go. I can shake it out. I can stomp it out. I can dance it out. So I encourage you to use any of these practices that resonated with you and ultimately just give yourself grace over time of your grieving journey and allow yourself to just breathe a little bit easier as our loved ones would want that for us. Thank you so much for your time and for your attention. And thank you, Brother Sam and Karen, Sister Karen, for inviting me in this conversation.